Coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains, I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. This is another episode of Questions with L.A. If you've got questions, we are still wading through the stack, as you can see here, but it's questions at Marzulli.net. Questions at Marzulli.net. We have some changes coming up in our website, probably within the next month or two. More about that coming up. I will be at the Prophecy Watchers Conference this coming weekend. You'll want to check that out. I speak Friday and Saturday. So we'll get into your questions, but first, a word from our trusted sponsor. If your New Year's resolution is about health or fitness, you're not alone. A recent study reveals 50% of Americans want to control their weight this year. That's why myself, along with thousands of people, are starting to use this magical supplement to help control our weight. Folks, I take it in the morning and then I take it in the evening. This supplement helps control appetite, manage excess weight, reduce fat, control cravings, and increase energy with unique science-backed ingredients formulated to reduce body weight, specifically belly fat. Boy, oh boy. You can experience the incredible benefits of a supplement at an exclusive 51% discount. Plus, get 5 free bonuses now by going to www.trimwithla.com. Once again, www.trimwithla.com. Folks, I take it every day, and I am seeing results. Okay, let's just get right into it because time goes quickly. This is from Kip. Just saw you on Prophecy Watchers talking about crop circles. You mentioned the movie Signs with Mel Gibson, which has always struck me as more truth than fiction, as Hollywood loves to prophesy our future. Let me stop right there. I agree. And that was by M. Night Shyamalan. I think that's how you say it. Please forgive me, M. Night. Very interesting film. I thought it was really well done. I disagree with some of what his conclusions are, but let's face it, the crop circles are ongoing. We have a film on crop circles, as Kip mentioned here, and we talked about that on the Prophecy Watchers show. They are a lot of hoaxes, but that's why we drill in to the cornfield. That crop circle was made, very elaborate crop circle, in Ohio, in conjunction with the very first Nephilim Mounds Conference. So the conference was over here in Newark, Ohio, but the crop circle was down in Chillicothe. Some people call that the connection between those two places, the ancient Hopewell Road. But that's a misnomer because Hopewell is just a farmer. So that road, it's another entity, another group of entities built that, in our opinion. But I digress. They literally tell us Satan's plan to get our permission, right? With that said, do you find any merit in the thought that these extra-dimensional entities, fallen angels and Nephilim, don't like water and stay away from it? The Watchers watched their half-breed children drown for 5 months in the flood, only to become disembodied spirits. Stop right there. The disembodied spirits of the Nephilim become the demons, which are earthbound and roam the earth. We talked about that earlier in the week. When Jesus sent Legion into the herd of swine, they ran off the cliff and drowned. If they don't like water, is this maybe why? It's very interesting. It's conjecture on your part. I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. Well, the king has all the answers, but I don't have the answers. But it is interesting. But here's the deal. Right outside, I live in the Santa Monica Mountains. And when I come down my canyon, right in front of me, 26, 27 miles away, is the island of Catalina. The island of Catalina is where we discovered that picture, Ralph Glidden holding the shovel. In front of him is a 9-foot articulated skeleton in situ. So it's not a pile of bones. And we've had that analyzed by 3 different people. And I could go down a rabbit hole here, but I won't. It's On the Trail of a Nephilim, the book series, LAMarzulli.net. And that's got like over 350 color pages in it. It's an oversized book. That sells out at conferences very quickly. So the Catalina, it's one of the deepest trenches on the planet. In other words, here's the ocean. The ocean's here. So here's Catalina, and over here is the mainland. Right in between that is a very, very deep trench. And people have seen UFOs go in and out of that water numerous times. I interviewed a gentleman years ago. My car had some car trouble. I called Malibu Tow. They came and picked me up. I'm sitting in the front seat. He's towing my car. Out of the blue, this guy goes, excuse me, Mr. Marzulli, do you believe in UFOs? And I kind of did a double take and I go, I just want you to know something, sir, that not only do I believe in them, I've produced and directed movies about them and written books about them. Well, he was taken aback by my answer. He then proceeded to tell me a very close encounter, which he had experienced just a short while ago. He's driving north on Pacific Coast Highway. I know the exact spot. And he's passing the Malibu Seafood. There's a plug for you guys. Hi, Susie. So he's passing the Malibu Seafood restaurant, and there's a few cars stopped. It's like 2 a.m, and he looks up, and there, hovering right over the road, is a very large orange UFO. Dish-shaped. There's actually 2 of them. And he gets out of the car, and he tries to take a picture. Get this now. His cell phone becomes so hot, he has to drop it. They can control the electromagnetic spectrum in ways that we don't understand. Here's something else to think about. Robert Salas, the Malmstrom Air Force Base. A UFO hovers over the base and switches off all 10 intercontinental ballistic missiles. How do they do that? You can check that out in our film on Roswell and on UFOs. Look, I keep talking about this. This is the coming great deception. This is why we made 8 films, and 9 and 10 will be released by the end of the month. But let's move on from there. So I don't agree with you entirely. They hide in the clouds, and they also hide in the water. Moving right along, this is from Rob. Hey, LA, what do you think about the story of Dorothy Isaac? She was on Unsolved Mysteries years ago. Here is a documentary on her sightings and films. Recently, I had another chat with a gentleman, same type thing, calling down UFOs, voice to skull, communication with these entities, and they would appear and do stuff just like Dorothy. So there's a nefarious agenda. It's all about deception, in my opinion. They suck you in. They know just what to say, just how to say it. And the gentleman I spoke to a few days ago, and we might be talking more about him because of his connections with other people in ufology. But I told him point blank, I said, sir, they lie and do so habitually, these entities. They are messengers of deception. I'm quoting Jacques Vallée. They have a very nefarious agenda, as is witnessed by the cattle mutilation phenomena and the abduction phenomena. So I hope that answers your question. This is from John. You just spoke at our church this past weekend, Calvary Jupiter. So this is like a year ago coming up. All right. That's how backlogged we are. Please forgive me. You just spoke at our church this past weekend, Calvary Jupiter. By the way, I will be back at Calvary Jupiter in April. So hope to see you there. All new material. We'll be talking about Roswell, obviously. We'll also be talking about the last film, What is the Truth? And we'll also talk about Days of Chaos. That should whet your appetite. So Calvary Jupiter, Calvary Church Jupiter. You spoke about hybrids wanting sex, and my question was, if someone has sex with a hybrid, is there a DNA change? It was quite interesting to see Tucker Carlson removed from Fox on Monday. Pretty crazy stuff. Have a blessed week. Yeah, what happened to Tucker is a 3-hour discussion, and I can't get into that here. But there is an exchange of DNA. There's no doubt about it. In our opinion, the dragon, the enemy, Satan, is trying to create man in his image. Doug Hamp's book, Corrupting the Image, does a deep dive into the Genesis 6 narrative. So if you've never read that book or checked it out, Doug Hamp, Corrupting the Image, great work, great book. But the deal is, and I've said this for years, yes, they are manipulating a DNA. They are creating modern day hybrids. Dr. David Jacobs' book, Hybrids Are Walking Amongst Us. One more from David, and we'll sign off on questions. This is from David. Brother L.A., thank you so much for your efforts. Well, thank you for the kind words. May God bless you and yours until he returns. I write you out of concern for my parents, who both believe the Kabbalah is Jewish. I've tried to show them that it is in fact Babylonian and not Jewish, but they don't seem too interested to hear me. Went so far to buy Missler's DVD on it. But again, they say that's my truth and not theirs without even watching it. They are both in their 80s, and honestly, I worry about their salvation over this point. Do you have any suggestions other than what I have tried so far? Thank you for your time and efforts. That's a real tough one, David. It's a real tough one. The Kabbalah, in my opinion, is Jewish mysticism. It has nothing to do with Torah or the books that we find in the Tanakh. Nothing at all. It's something that's sort of invented by men. And I would just caution them to be very wary, because you can open up things by getting into the Kabbalah that you don't want in your home. That's it for this show. Thanks so much for writing in. Questions at lamarzulli.net. Questions at lamarzulli.net. I will be at the Prophecy Watchers Conference. I'll be speaking on Friday and Saturday. I leave there on Thursday. I hope to see you there. It is sold out, but you can, by the miracle of the modern age, you can watch it on live streaming. Once again, thanks so much for watching, folks. God bless you. And questions with lamarzulli.net, and we will get to them eventually. Thanks.